What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hill Homestead. In today's video we do have plenty of things planned, but we'll see exactly what we get into. But first things first, as always, we got to knock out the chores and feed the mouths that could possibly one day feed us. When I say one day could feed us, realistically I mean will feed us, because the two Hereford girls that we have been feeding do have a butcher date, which is Tuesday of next week. We'll drop them off. They will be processed on Wednesday morning. So we are thinning out our pig herd for now, due to other life circumstances and things like that. But it is the end of the road for some of these ladies. One thing that is on a very long list of other things that need to be done is figuring out what is wrong with our pig fence. For some reason it is not hitting, and it has become a morning and evening routine of putting Betty back into the pen with the other ones. She knows exactly where she needs to go, but she also likes coming out here and trying to get in with Luis. But Luis will be joining her within the next month or so. Something else that we're concerned about with Betty, though, is her hearing. Evidently, it's a little more common than what we thought for pigs to lose their hearing. She could be laying down in the barn, sleeping, you know, whatever. All the other pigs hear us yelling for them, but she doesn't come up. So whenever we go down and wake her up, you know, she'll pop up and she'll come up for feed. But until we go find her, she doesn't hear us, or she's just ignoring us and has very selective hearing. Before we start our errands, there is one thing that we must do for the queen, and that is Dunkin' Donuts. Get your fix?
Yes.
And next up on our list of things to do today, Tractor Supply. All right, so I don't know if you guys recognize this place, but we are here to pick up the 5 heifers that we dropped off to be bred over at Dez's grandparents' farm. So we are going to load them into this barn right here and run them into the chute and up onto the trailer. So the goal here is that they are still tame enough to us and to a feed bucket to where they would just walk in from the field, enter this lot right here, walk right through here into the barn and around through this alleyway and right out to the trailer. But is it ever really that easy? First thing we get to do is find them. And now this was the main goal for today, was to come here and get them back with Libby. It's been a week since the fair. If she had anything, she's probably good and cleaned out. She hasn't shown any signs of being sick. And walking out here now, they are at the furthest part of the field. Well, we have 3 convinced to come across to the grain, and they're following Des very quickly. And then once we get these 3 on the front of the trailer, we'll be able to shut them in and come back and get the other ones that are back there across the pond. So let's get these loaded up first and see how that goes. And this is one of the bulls that they were running with, and then way over in that field is the other one. They think they're being fed in the trough. I'm gonna shut them in here. Yeah, they're pretty far back though. Too big of a gap. I was afraid that gap was too big, and they got right through it, as you guys saw, but we'll work them back in there. No big deal. And then I'll back the truck up a little bit. Come on. Come on.
Come on, friend.
Come on. Come on, sugar. Come on. Hey. Hey. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Go ahead and shut that gate behind you.
Whoa. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Hey, hey, hey.
Oh God.
Let him in. Let him in. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, so we got them all loaded up. Was not as easy as it was the last time, but the problem is we didn't get the divider gate shut to shut a couple of them up front, so they have a little bit too much room to wiggle around on the drive home. So I might try to get in there and push a few of them to the front and then shut that front gate, but I don't think I'm gonna have the room to, so I might just leave them alone and then take it slow on the way home. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And hanging over here in this other lot is this little bottle calf. All right. She's just a little scared because I'm not the one that normally comes to feed her. Swing that back over this way. So this field has not been grazed since they left, which was in May. So they should have plenty to eat out here. Libby is still very confused on what is going on and who is in this trailer. Back up really quick.
Hey, Libby. This is really cool too because Sugar was Taryn's grand champion crossbreed heifer last year, and now Libby's her grand champion crossbreed heifer this year, so they're reunited again. Come. Sit. Mabel. Sit. Good girl.
So next on the things to do list is mow the grass. I don't know if your all's area is anything like ours, but last week we got absolutely drenched with rain, and which was really good. That's not me complaining at all. We needed the rain so badly, and we got about a month's worth of rain in a week. But as always, got to do the least enjoyable part first, otherwise I will not want to do it afterwards. So let's weed eat. all the weed eating that needs done is done. I kind of rotate weeks. Some weeks I do the whole property, and well, I shouldn't say weeks. Some mows I do the entire property, and others I just do up around the house and the general portions that someone would see or pay attention to when they come into the house. This Ferris here is a dual tank. There's another tank on the other side, but I'm just going to top this side off. And these Sure cans right here are very nice. We use one for 2-stroke and one for regular gas. But just your friendly reminder to never fill up your mowers while they are running. I don't fill up the mowers while it's running. I don't fill up my truck while it's running. Those are all very important things, and the reason I bring that up is because a year and a couple months ago, I was out on a job in a mower that was identical to this one, and I noticed I was running out of gas. So I pulled off up to the truck and trailer, and I got off of it, turned it off, of course, and began filling it up. Well, while I was filling it up, the fuel pump, there must have been something wrong with the fuel pump. It had not stopped running, is what they are telling us. And the mower just shot flames out of the fuel tank and burnt me up my arm, got my leg, caught my leg on fire. And fortunately, you know, I got out of there with some minor blisters, you know, minor burns, but unfortunately for the mower, it was a complete loss. Went up in flames, and we were unable to get it out before, you know, the damage had already been done. But I'll, you know, show you guys some pictures of that. But yeah, just a rule of thumb and a reminder. I'm sure many of you know that, but make sure you turn off your mowers and never try to fill them up with gas or anything like that while they are running. And you know, the more disappointing thing than that was that mower only had 3 hours on it. It was a brand new mower. So I guess it was just working out its quirks, and in doing that, it caught me on fire as well as itself. So now I am, not that I wasn't cautious before about it, but I am obviously much more cautious about it now. On the other side of things, the positive side of things, Ferris did make it right after battling out with the insurances and things like that. Ferris was able to give us our money back. Insurance was able to give us our money back in order to purchase a new mower. So we got an identical mower, and this one has yet to catch fire. Thankfully, it's served us pretty well. You know, Ferris did make it right. So I have no complaints as far as that goes. But now it is time to use that Ferris to cut the grass. Well, I am glad that that is finished. That took longer than it should have, because with all the rain that we got, the grass, or the ground really just soaked everything up. And that's the second time in the last, I don't know, 8 weeks that I've cut it. The other time being 2 weeks ago. And before that, I hadn't cut it in 6 weeks because of the drought that we were in. It hasn't rained since the tropical storm Debbie, I think that's what it was called, came through, and we got the end of that. And it rained for about 3 days, and it rained really hard. Matter of fact, we actually had a tornado touch down just a couple miles down the road and absolutely did some of the worst damage that I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen the aftermath of a tornado. That was the first time, and there's well over 100 trees down in one small location off of a mountainside, just like I say, a couple miles down the road. But anyways, while I was cutting, and for anybody who is new to homesteading and doesn't know this yet, there are hopefully are some of you that do homestead and you do know this already, but if you give any of your livestock any type of, you know, food waste, anything like that, I can almost guarantee you that if you do not maintain that area after they are gone, then you will have what are called volunteer crops. And normally for us it is pumpkins or watermelon. Sometimes it's been zucchini, but this is a new one for me. I do not know, let me make sure the camera can see it. I do not know what this is. It did not turn into be like a pumpkin like I thought it might be at first. It did have watermelon-like colors. Any, you know, experienced homesteaders that know gardening better than I do, because I don't really, maybe you guys can tell me what this is. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and cut it open for you, and we'll see what it looks like on the inside to give you a little bit better view of it. Cut it down the, well, maybe. It is tough, I'll tell you that. There we go. Now we're making some progress. Well, that does look like some sort of pumpkin on the inside. It does have like pumpkin seeds. So I guess that probably is a pumpkin, but if I'm wrong, please do correct me. It definitely smells like a pumpkin. I don't know, it was yellow and it was no longer attached, so we'll call it a pumpkin, but if it's not, correct me. On another note, this week old Pappy Paul, Desiree's grandfather, and I rode out to Pennsylvania to the ag show. I did not know that there was an agricultural show over near Penn State. We spent most of the day there. It started at 9, ended at 4. I think we got there right at 9 o'clock when it opened, and I think we left out of there about 2 o'clock, 2:30 to make it back home by about 4. It's about a 2-hour trip for us, 2.5 hours. Made some pretty good timing, had some pretty good conversation, but there was some amazing equipment at this show. If you are anything like me and you lay eyes on something that you really want, the show is and isn't for you, because it'll really make you want to spend money. But there were well over $100 million in equipment there, if I were to guess. Pretty cool. Lots of vendors, a lot of different companies came out. Steiner, Bobcat, Wolfridge was there, John Deere, of course, Kubota, all types of different equipment, anything that you think that you would need on a farm and more. There were some machines that they were bigger than my house, combines that were there. It was some of the most amazing equipment that I've ever seen in my lifetime. But it is definitely something that I am excited to continue going to. I'm not sure it will be much different any other year. But it was I believe it was Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We did make it there for the last day due to work and things like that. I like to get some of the stuff done at the beginning of the week. That way it frees me up towards the end of the week to do things like that, especially this time of year. But like I say, by this time you've seen some of the clips that I got on my phone while I was there, and that is very minor compared to the amount of things that were there. And it's not like that we really stopped and took any breaks or anything like that. We did stop for some conversation with some of the vendors, but majority of the time we were just strolling through and looking at each, you know, different setup. I mean, they had wood stoves, anything you can really think of, dairy equipment. As far as agriculture goes, they probably had it. Another thing was Penn State would actually donate some of the wood for wood processing demonstrations. They had the big drones that you fly over fields to, you know, fertilize, you know, liquid fertilization, things like that, spraying your crops down. They had all types of drones there. It was just really, really cool to go out and look at that stuff. And like I say, they were doing demonstrations of each one of those things, baling equipment, things like that. There were fields all around us, so they were able to demonstrate anything that you wanted to see. But that was a wrap on my week. It is now 3:30. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to get into today. There is a list of things that I need to get to, but that will be all of the things that I will be filming today. We do have an exciting video coming up I'm extremely excited for, but we will cross that bridge when it comes. With that being said, I think that is going to pretty much wrap this video up. I don't know about your area, but I know in ours, kids go back to school tomorrow. Teachers did start earlier this week, or last week, I guess I should say. Lots of meetings and things like that. With that being said, good luck, and I hope if you are a student or a teacher, I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your school year. And students, be patient with your teachers. Parents, be patient with your teachers. There are a lot of new things being thrown at them, as well as your students, more than likely. But I can assure you that teachers are doing the best that they can with the resources that they are given. And I'm going to say something controversial here, so strap in. It's not always the teacher's fault. So just keep that in mind when you get irritated with a note home or a new rule that is in place for your child or student. You know, you guys don't get frustrated either. But with that being said, if you are a student that has school tomorrow, you need to go to bed if it's late. Unless you want to stay up and watch my videos, then that's okay with me, but definitely check with your parents. But thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you don't mind, go ahead and send us to a friend and let them know that we are out there, and have them subscribe to us as well. You know, with any type of content that you guys want to see, just reach out in the comments. I did upload our bio onto our website, or not our website, but our YouTube description, our bio. And if you guys have any emails for us, there is an email there, or drop it in the comments. But like I say, thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.